Good day, class. Today we will have our new topic. But before we proceed on that, I want you to translate the following words in the different dialect or language you know. Letter A, hello. Letter B, thank you. So for me, I can translate hello to Spanish. So hello is hola in Spanish. Then thank you is gracias or gracias in Spanish. So how does word translation aid communication between people of different languages? That's right. So if we are able to translate words, we can communicate properly to other people with different languages. So, for this session, we will talk about translating verbal phrases to algebraic expressions. If you know how to translate verbal phrases to algebraic expressions, you can easily solve problems. So, for our learning target or goals, first is identify the mathematical terms commonly used for the four fundamental operations. So if you know how to classify each word being used in a statement or sentence, therefore you will identify the operation to be used for you to translate verbal phrases into algebraic expressions. Okay, so these are the words that may help you identify the operation to be used in translating the verbal phrases to algebraic expressions. So our four fundamental operations, we have addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So for addition, we have the sum of. Okay, when you see or read the word the sum of, that is for addition. Next, plus. Okay, we all know that. Plus. Then increased by, increased, therefore, added to, and more than. Those words are for addition. Next, for subtraction, we have the difference of, minus, decreased by, subtracted from, less, and less than. Okay, so additional for that is diminished by. Okay, that is also subtraction. Next, multiplication. We have times, the product of, multiplied by, twice, thrice, and of. Okay, those words or phrases are for multiplication. Next, division. We have divided by, the quotient of, the ratio of, divided into. Okay, so now let's proceed to reading numbers with exponents. There are some statements or there are verbal phrases that are having exponents. Okay, so you have to be familiar with how to read numbers with exponents. Like for example, we have s, then we have 2 as exponent. So we can read that expression as s squared. Okay, so if the exponent is 2, automatic that is squared. Okay, so s squared. Next, as you can see, the exponent now is 3. In that case, you can read that as s cubed. S cubed. Again, if the exponent is 3, that is automatic cube. Okay, s cubed. How about our exponent now is 4? We can read that as s to the fourth power. s to the fourth power. Okay? Then if the exponent is 5, that is s to the fifth power. Okay? Now, how will you read the following? Number 1, as you can see, the exponent now is 7. Therefore, we can read that as d to the 7th power. Okay? D to the 7th power. Number 2, as you can see, our exponent is 3. Therefore, that is r cubed. R cubed. Number 3, our exponent is 6. That is negative y to the 6th power. Negative y to the 6th power. Number 4, we have 7 to the 8th power. 7 to the 8th power. Number 5, negative k to the 5th power. Okay? Now, let's translate words to mathematical expressions. Okay, so those words are the verbal phrases. So for addition, suppose we have this table. So the first column is for verbal expression or verbal phrases or simply the words or statements. Then on the second column, we have the mathematical expression. First, we have the sum of a number and two. Okay, sum. When we say sum, that is for addition. Then, what are we going to add? That is the number and 2. What is the number? As you can see, there is no value or the number is missing. Okay? So, in that case, we will use letter to represent that missing number. Okay? So, we have to use letter as representation of that missing number. So in that case, we have to add that letter or that missing number and 2. So our answer for that is x plus 2. Okay, so we use x as that missing number. Next, 3 more than a number. Okay, as you can see, more than. So that is also for addition. What are we going to add? Okay, we have to add 3 on the number. Okay? So what is the number that is also missing? So in this case, we will use letter and for instance, we will use x. Okay? So in this case, we will add 3 to that x. Okay? So our answer is x plus 3. Next, 7 plus a number. Okay? Plus, automatic, that is addition. Then, we have to add 7 and a number. What is the number? That is missing. So, we will use letter again, and that is, like for instance, x. So, our answer here is 7 plus x. Okay? 7 plus x. Next, 16 added to a number. So, added. From the word added, so that is for addition. And we are going to add 16 to a number. So, what is the number that is missing? Therefore, we will use x. In this case, we have x plus 16. As you can see, we added 16 to the number. Okay? Next, a number increased by 9. So a number increased by 9, it means that the number plus 9. Okay? A number is missing, we will use x for instance. So our answer here is x plus 9. Okay? As you can see, a number increased by 9. Okay? Then last, we have the sum of two numbers. As you can see, we have to add the two numbers. But the question is, what are the two numbers? So in this case, we have two missing numbers. And as I said, we can use letters to represent that missing number or that unknown. Okay? So in this case, we have two unknown. So we will use two letters. Okay? For instance, we will use x and y. So x plus y, okay? The sum of two numbers. We can use a and b and c, and so on and so forth, okay? So we have to use two letters because there are two missing numbers. Next, we have subtraction. 4 less than a number. Less than a number. So in this case, you have to take note that less than is for subtraction and there is than. Okay? The word than, it means that the first given, that is 4, will be written after the last given. Okay? So the last given will be written first. Okay? So a number. What is a number? That is missing. In that case, we will use x. For instance, so our answer here is x minus 4. Okay? Again, we have less than, that is subtraction, and we have the word than. Therefore, we will write first the missing number, which is a number, that is x, for instance. Then, after that, we will use subtraction because less than, then 4. Okay? Next, 10 minus a number. So, you have to write it based on the order of the given. You have to write 10, then minus, then a number or the letter. So, in this case, our answer is 10 minus x. Okay? 10 minus a number. Next, a number decreased by 5. So, the missing number, that is x, for instance, then decreased by, that is minus 5. So, our answer here is x minus 5. Next, a number subtracted from 12. Okay? A number subtracted from 12. Therefore, from the word from, we will write first the number 12. Then, after that, we have the missing number. Therefore, our answer here is 12 minus x. Okay? As you can see, a number subtracted from 12. Okay? Next, the difference between two numbers. As you can see, we have two missing numbers. So we will use two letters. So in this case, we will use x and y. So x minus y. The difference of two numbers, x minus y. Now, let's proceed to multiplication. So for multiplication, we can use parentheses. Okay, so when you see a parenthesis, automatic, that is multiplication. And if we multiply number and letter, we don't need to use parentheses or even the symbol for multiplication. Like for instance, 14 times a number. It means that you have to multiply 14 and the missing number. So in this case, we will use letter or letter x. So our answer is 14x. Okay, when you see this expression, automatic, that is multiplication. Okay, 14x or simply 14 times x. Okay, next, a number multiplied by 8. So as you can see, the first given is a number. Then you have to multiply 8. Instead of writing x, then times 8, or x8, you have to write it as 8x. Okay? So a number multiplied by 8. Why? Because in multiplication, the letter is written after the number. Again, the letter is written after the number. So instead of having x times 8 or x8, so your answer should be 8x. Okay? That is always number, then after that, letter for multiplication. Then 3/4 of a number. As you can see, we have of. It means that is multiplication. So instead of writing 3/4, then symbol for multiplication x, you have to write 3/4 x. Automatic, that is multiplication. 3/4 x. Okay? Next, thrice a number. When we say thrice, it means that 3 times. So 3 times a number. You have to multiply 3 and a number. Therefore, the answer is 3x. Okay? 3 times x. Next, the product of two numbers. As you can see, we have two missing number. So instead of writing x times y, we can write it as xy. Okay, that is understandable that the operation is multiplication. So xy, the product of two numbers. Then twice a number. When we say twice, that is 2 times. Okay, twice, 2 times. Therefore, 2 times a number. So 2 times x. Okay, instead of writing 2 times x, we can write 2x. Okay? So as you can see, all the numbers are in front of the letters. Okay? So 14x, 8x, 3/4 x, 3x, and 2x. Okay? So in this case, let's have division. So example, we have the quotient of 6 and a number. As you can see, we have to divide 6 and a number. So, we have to write it based on the order of the given. So, 6 and a number, therefore, that is 6 divided by a number. And the number is missing, so we will use x. In this case, we have 6 over x. Okay? You have to take note that the denominator should not be equal to 0 for us to have a defined expression. Okay? If the denominator is variable, therefore, our x or the value of x should not be equal to 0. Again, as you can see, we have the quotient of 6 and a number. So 6 over x. That's it. Next, a number divided by 15. We will write it based on the order of the given. So, a number, like for instance, we have x divided by 15. So, x over 15. Next, half a number. So, when we say half, we are dividing the number by 2. Okay, that is half. So, in this case, our number is missing, so we will use x. Our answer is x divided by 2. Okay? Half a number. So, these are the important points to remember. Since subtraction and division are not commutative operations, be careful in translating verbal phrases, especially in case wherein the following keywords were used. Okay, so we cannot interchange the given for subtraction and division because in that case, we will come up with incorrect answer. Okay, you have to take note of that. So for subtraction, we have the words less than and less. Okay, less than and less. Then for division, we have divided by and divided into. Okay, you have to take note of that. Then another, we have for multiplication is square and twice. Okay? So, for multiplication, if the given is square and twice, you have to be careful in translating that into algebraic expression. So, here are the examples. For subtraction, we have for less, as you can see, 5 less a number. Okay? So, it means that you have to write it based on the order of the given. So 5, write 5, then less means subtraction, so minus, then a number. Missing number, we will use letter. Okay, so it's either A, B, or up to Z. So in this case, we will use X, for instance. So our answer is 5 minus X. Okay, 5 less a number. Then see the difference for 5 less than a number. So less than, Okay, from the word here, we have than. In this case, it means that we have to subtract 5 to the number. Okay? 5 less than a number. We have to subtract 5 to the number. Okay? When we have the word than. Okay? So in this case, our answer is a number, then minus 5. What is the number? We can use letter. Okay? But for now, I will use x. So my answer is x minus 5. Okay? So 5 less than a number. Okay? Then 5 less a number. See the difference. Next, division. First, we have divided by. So 6 divided by a number. Then divided into 6 divided into a number. So for divided by, it means that you have to write it based on the order of the given. So write 6, then divided by, then the letter. That is the missing number or unknown. So our answer for that is 6 over x. 6 divided by a number. Next, divided into. You have to divide 6 from a number. Okay? So, in this case, we will start from here, a number, then divided by 6. Okay? So, as you can see from here, we will go to the left. Okay? So, a number divided by 6. As you can see, we have x over 6. When our clue or given clue word is divided into, we will start from right to left. So, a number, then it will become divided by 6. Okay, so x over 6. Okay, from right to left, divided into a number that is x, for instance, then division, we have divided by 6. Okay, so x over 6. Then for multiplication, we have twice and square. Okay, from when we say twice, again, that is 2 times. Okay, so 2 times a number. Twice a number. That is 2x. Okay, 2 times a number. Then when we see square, earlier we've discussed about how to read expression with exponents. As I said earlier, this if the exponent is 2, automatic that is squared. Okay, squared. Here we have square a number. Okay, so we have to square the number. Therefore, we have to put 2 as exponent to the number. So what is the number that is missing? So we will use letter. Uh, In this case, we will use x for instance. So x, then put 2 as the exponent. So in this case, our answer is x squared. Okay, as you can see, we have to square the number x squared. Okay, square the number x squared. If the given is cube or cube the number, that is x cubed. Okay, so in translating verbal to mathematical expression, you have to know the different clues that may help you to identify the operation to be used. Okay? So that's all for today. Thank you so much and God bless you all.